Guys, what's up? PipSnipers here, back for another update. Let's take a look at XRP right over here, and we're going to take a look at XRP on many different time frames. We're also going to analyze the Wyckoff perspective and see where exactly it is in the cycle. Right from the beginning of 2014, you had to move up to the supply zone or the extension where all the founders sold their XRP, bringing it back down to the demand zone where they scooped up all of their shares at over a 90% discount. We then started the structure of XRP with an explosive 5-wave move to the upside. So we had our wave 1, our wave 2, a very explosive wave 3, and then we had our ABC correction. Now, with what most coins did is we had our 5-wave move up, we had our downtrend, our counter trend, and altcoins swept this. Most altcoins swept this previous high, and some altcoins failed to breach this high. And then such as XRP, and then for our C wave, we have a move down to key support before we have a trend continuation. So what we have over here is a 3-wave move down, a 3-wave move up, and a 5-wave move to the downside. This would create a 335 Elliott wave flat pattern, and we see just that on XRP. Right? Within our A wave, we have a 3-wave move, and within this C wave of our A wave, we have an ending diagonal. So you see how the waves start to channel, and then we have a move back. We have a move down to the 70.2% fib. Let me see over here. Okay, so we have a move down to the 702. Then for our B wave, we have a 5-wave move in a leading diagonal, a B wave down to the 88.6% fib, and a C wave up to your 2.618. So now our A wave is done in a 3-wave move, our B wave is done in a 3-wave move, and then for our last leg in the correction, we have a 5-wave move down for our C wave. And we see that over here, and what we see over here is a truncation of the 5th wave because we have such a extension of the 3rd wave, or capitulation style move. Then now the correction was finished over here. It actually finished up with Bitcoin in January of 2023, and we've been making higher lows ever since. Now, I know a lot of people are saying that XRP is lagging behind, but when you really look at it, it has been moving with the rest of the market. It hasn't been diverging. Since January 23, we've been making higher lows with Bitcoin. And right now, what XRP likes to do, and like the reason it's taking a little bit longer than to have that push up, is because what XRP likes to do is it likes to form bases of consolidation before having that huge volatile move to the upside. Now, we had our 5-wave move up in 2023, hitting our 1.236, and then we had a WXY correction. This pattern over here is the exact same pattern over here before Ripple won the lawsuit against the SEC. So when we look over here, this is your peak, your move to the downside, your bull trap, your throwback, and then continuation. This is your peak, your move to the downside, your bull trap, your throwback before you have your continuation. You see, it's the exact same pattern. It's just this is a miniature version of this. And then if we zoom into the small time frame over here, what we have is a 5-wave move to the upside for your wave 1, hitting your 1.382, a flash crash down to the 70.2% fib, a B wave up to the macro 702 from our 93-cent top. So if we take a fib from this very high up here down to this low, we see that our B wave just tapped this 702 here. Okay, so you tap that 702, right, to sweep your wave 1 high, and then you have here a 3-wave move down for your A wave, 3-wave move up for your B, and then a 5-wave move down for your C wave. Now look what happened here on this C wave when it came down to the 786. We had a golden cross where the 50 crosses over the 200. Not only that, but the price is squeezed here in a bullish ascending triangle. So it wouldn't surprise me we see a breakout in the coming days, or possible weeks. But the price does look very squeezed over here, and the price is channeling. And as long as XRP stays above 0.5960, I think it should be okay, because this is the 70.2% fib. When we take a fib from the apex of the triangle up to the peak. So this is the bullish scenario on the small time frame. I'm going to show you the bearish scenario, and in the grand scheme of things, it's still bullish. The only difference is that our C wave is not done yet. So instead of it being a 335 Elliott wave flat pattern, what it is a WXY correction. And what bulls want to see is an advance over 0.64855, and then for us to hold support above it, so we can deny the possibility of this C wave down like this. Okay. Now both scenarios are bullish. It's just that the only difference is that this C wave is not done yet. Okay, so let's go back to the chart that I had here, where we have a bullish ascending triangle, and yeah, so I'm going to show you where XRP is, and these targets are subject to change, and I do make changes to the charts, so I won't be updating it on YouTube. I will be updating it in my Discord, so please click the link in the description below to get access to the Discord. You get access to over 300 plus charts, a community. You can ask me any questions you want in real time, and yeah, so make sure to click that link if you haven't joined. Let's take a look at XRP in the Wyckoff perspective that we have here. So let us take off these waves, and we'll show you the Wyckoff perspective here. Okay, so now I want to remind you that so let's just say this is the start of XRP, right? In 2014. You have your 5-wave move to the upside, you have your peak, your downtrend, which is expected after 5 waves. You then have your counter trend in 2020, 2021. People think it's the new bull market, and it's going to break this high, right? But instead it's just a B wave. So you have a 3-wave move down, 3-wave move up for your B wave, so your A wave, your B wave, and then for your C wave, you have a 5-wave move to the downside. Now, many people get this XRP correction wrong. They think it's an ABC, DE, or a triangle wave, but it's not. It's just a simple Elliott wave flat pattern. And then your correction finds support at the 786, and then you have your continuation. Very simple, right? So now within the bottoming end of this structure, or of this C wave, you have accumulation for over 600 days, which is called Wyckoff accumulation. So what we're going to do is we're just going to analyze this range that we have over here, and we can say that this is your preliminary supply, your automatic rally, the preliminary supply, which you have one up thrust before entering into a selling climax. Okay, this is pure capitulation here. This is when all the retail dumped their bags. So it doesn't take much money to move the price back up into your automatic rally. You then have your secondary test, your failed breakout, and then a move back down below this psychological support, creating what I like to call a manipulation-like move, or a spring. But considering this is schematic number 2, it would be secondary test in phase B. You then have a second failed break, price gets squeezed mid-range, and then you have your sign of strength. After your sign of strength, you have your backup phase right down to the 78.6% fib. Okay, or the 70.2% fib. Let me see here. Okay, you see how we perfectly came down to the 786? This was your backup phase, and once you enter into phase E, which we're doing right now, it's going to leave a lot of people in shock, because right now people are still doubting XRP even though we've gotten over this 230 plus day long, we've gotten over this 230 day long resistance or downtrend. Okay, so within this larger 600 plus day Wyckoff accumulation range that we have here, within this whole entire range for our backup phase, we have over 200 days, over 230 days. Now we're above this trendline resistance. Not only are we above it, but we have a golden cross where the 50 crosses over the 200. We're consolidating above it. Okay, but yeah, there's this scenario over here. We have a bullish ascending triangle, and we would just break out from there. So that's XRP. Now I think it's very important to, whenever you have a favorite asset in the crypto sphere, I think it's very important not to put on blinders and only look at that asset. I think it's very important to look at the rest of the total altcoin, the rest of the market. So let's take a look at the total altcoin market cap over here. And let me just delete these drawings that I have here. Okay, let's go on the 2-day time frame. And yeah, so this is also Wyckoff accumulation, and I'll show you right over here. So we're in a leading diagonal. You see how it's kind of like a rising wedge where the waves are overlapping? Wouldn't surprise me that we reach the end of this wedge for our run up, for our blow off top. Wouldn't surprise me we reach that. We had a 3-3-5 Elliott wave flat pattern for our bear market. Then at the bottom, when the bear market was done, once our C wave was in, we had a range at the bottom, a very long and painful range for all coins, right? Now we had our sell and climax, automatic rally, secondary test, fail break, secondary test in phase B, move up to the top of the range. Then you have your creaking phase, right? This is your spring when you move below this psychological support. You have your initial advance, your throwback or your test, which is your optimal entry for the anticipation of your jump across the creek for your sign of strength. Your throwback is finished with a double bottom at the top of the range, and then you have your continuation into phase E. Phase E targeting liquidity above your last all-time high. So it wouldn't surprise me that we have that continuation, especially considering we're currently within a cup and handle pattern on the 1 hour time frame, and we're just slowly grinding our way up here. And if we look at the fibs here, we see that we are above the 70.2% fib. Okay, so if we take a fib from this peak over here down to this trough, the 702 is sitting right at 757 billion, and we're already above it, right? If we go on the hourly time frame, we're printing a bullish cup and handle pattern. We've already printed our handle, and our continuation target would be at around 870 billion. Okay, wouldn't surprise me we wick up to 900. But this is what I see with the total altcoin market cap. So altcoins are trending up for 2024, and we are bound to have that blow off top scenario where it's extremely volatile, and a lot of volume steps in a shorter time than you would expect it to happen, right? And we're not going to have a recession or a bear market until we have that blow off top, okay? Because whatever comes up must come down, and I think this is going to be a very high volume move, much like it was in 2020, right? And in 2018. So I hope you guys enjoyed the XRP and total altcoin market cap video. Nothing to worry about. Altcoins are still trending up. Keep your eye on the total altcoin market cap, and if you haven't joined the Discord, please click the link in the description below. I have daily updates throughout the day. If you have any questions, just let me know. Peace out and take it easy. See you in the next one.